first of all, I want to thank everyone who have donated to my GoFundMe account for Keon and recovery. I want to thank my boss for setting up the account. She had been there for me the time when I got sick. My family, my friends, those who support me through Facebook. I just want to thank everybody for taking the time for caring for me. This last month I have went through a lot. I'm still going through some things right now, but I'm recovering slowly. But to tell you what happened, last month, like in April, I caught a bacteria that it's like a GI bacteria, and it attacks your digestive system. So basically, when I caught it, I don't know how I caught it, but it's contagious. It could have been with what I could have ate, or another person that had it, so that's why you have to keep washing your hands and keep everything sanitized. But basically I had caught that type of bacteria that got into my system. It was called C. diff. C. diff makes you go to the restroom. A lot of, your bowel movements change, and have to go to the restroom every hour. You can't even eat anything. It was terrible that I was vomiting and I was getting fatigued. That morning when I was getting sick, I took my equipment to, my boss, because I couldn't make it to work for she can't be able to finish the day. But I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was going to pass out, and my stomach was getting upset, and I just kept running to the restroom. And let me tell you this, after I gave my boss the equipment, I went to the hospital. I went to one of the hospitals. One of the hospitals didn't even, tested me properly for it. So for 10 days, I still had that bacteria in my system, and the hospital only gave me some type of dissolvent to put underneath my tongue for nausea, and it didn't even cure anything. So 10 days, I still had that bacteria in my stomach. And at that time, I was eating a bland diet, trying to, make sure that my stomach was not upset, and I couldn't eat the foods that I wanted to eat, and I was losing weight. I was just losing minerals and, for my body. And something told me, go to a different hospital. So I went to the Norfolk General Hospital. They did the right test. They gave me Imodium. And the next day they called me and they found the bacteria, C. diff. It can be life-threatening. So they gave me antibiotics for 14 days. The antibiotics was so disgusting. I had to take 3 pills a day for 14 days. And not only that, I probably wasn't even taking it right, because I was taking it on an empty stomach, and not on an empty stomach, on a light stomach, because my stomach couldn't even hold even heavy food. So it was making me weak, fatigued, nausea, and for 14 days, I was getting sicker. And during the time of 14 days, that's when my joints started acting up, and it could have been a reaction from that, not from the antibiotics, but from that bacteria. And my joints started to act up, my left knee. I was like, why am I getting pain on my left knee? And I thought it was from an injury a past month ago for taking karate or exercising or moving equipment from work. And next thing you know, a day later, a couple hours, it was getting stiff and painful. So I was limping, and I went to the emergency room just to make sure everything was okay. And they did x-rays and they didn't find anything, so they told me to go to orthopedic. So time has passed, and next thing you know, not only my left knee started filling up with fluid. My right hand started filling up with fluid, and I couldn't even use my hand. I was in so much pain. And then, next thing you know, I couldn't go to work. My boss had to take me off the schedule for photographing. The only thing I was doing was driving and doing Lyft, because that's the only way I can function to make money. And I can only use my right leg to drive because it wasn't affected. But next thing you know, my right leg started swelling up that night when I went to bed. And my left elbow started swelling up, so it was getting stiff, so I couldn't even use my limbs to function. I had crutches. My uncle gave me crutches. I tried to go to the bathroom over my aunt's. Everything was getting stiff. Everything was in pain. I couldn't even sit on the toilet to use the restroom because I couldn't bend my knees. And I tried to take a bath, and it's hard to get in the bathtub. I was so stiff. I was so in pain that, try to take a bath to use Epsom salt for my muscles, but it wasn't working. So after that, I just decided, those days I was just so tired. I was laying on the couch and I felt weak, and I was like, I just need to go out and make some money. But that day before I went to the hospital, I took my crutches. I was walking so slow to the car and did a couple of rides, and after I had dropped my last passenger off, my leg was so much in pain that I couldn't even fathom going back home to do the whole routine again. And I went to the hospital. After I had went to the ER, the park, I was walking so slow with one crutch, like very slow, trying to hold my balance. And if I would have failed, that would have been it. And I went inside the hospital. They wheeled me in, and I was so much in pain that I couldn't even sit or stand up on my own. And I texted my family and everything, and they responded and let them know that I was in the hospital. I texted my boss. She came because I needed support, and I just didn't want the hospital to send me home saying nothing was wrong, but I knew something was wrong. And of course that day, they took me in, admitted me in the hospital, drained some of the fluid out of my legs, out of my leg. And for the next 2 days, I couldn't use the restroom by myself. Nurses had to bathe me. My mom when she came in, she convinced the nurse that they need to clean up the room. They need to bathe me. That's mom and everything, because she wanted to make sure everything was right. I couldn't even use the restroom. I had to use the urinal. So basically, it's being handicapped. So a lot of people is going through this, and these experience some of that. It is rough. It is tough, and it makes you be grateful for what you have, because in a split second, you can be on the grind doing your thing, and then it can be taken from you just like that, either from a sickness or an accident. So you just got to be grateful every day of what you have. But let me tell you this, during that time, I was talking to people from Joshua Media Ministries. They told me to watch, Crusade. I was laying in the bed, and I was this worshiping God. And during that time, I was laying on the bed. I couldn't even stand up on my own to walk on a walker. So while I was worshiping God, and the minister prayed for people that, was sick, dealing with illness, couldn't even walk, I would watch on my phone online. After he prayed, he mentioned, if you can't do anything before you came in, try to do something. Try to stand up or walk. So while I was praying and singing to God, I felt my leg loosen, and I got up and stood on my own by God's power, and I started moving and walking, from the bed to the bathroom and back. Just those couple of steps. And I was so grateful for what had happened. And ever since that day, I've just started to improve a little bit. But, during that time when I was at the hospital while I got sick, I had lost a lot of weight because of that bacteria. and I gained half my weight back by eating like the proper diet they gave me. And after that, I stayed in the hospital for about a week, and they let me go home. So right now I'm still recovering slowly. My elbow is still kind of stiff. I can't use this hand too much because it's so weak right now. And of course, during that time in the hospital, they drained the fluid from both my knees, on my hand, on my elbow. It really did hurt. They like poked needles right in my joints to drain the fluid. And of course, I was awoke for that. So it was a painful experience. Don't want to ever go through like that. So right now I'm back at home. I'm able to drive just a little bit just to get some things. I'm using a cane right now to get around. I go to my first doctor appointment today. Talk to them about what type of exercise I need to do for like total recovery for like my knees and my joints and everything. I definitely right behind with bills and stuff, and I need to get caught up with that. And that's why my boss and me set up a GoFundMe account so I can get back on my feet again, get back to working, and also, get back into the gym doing my karate. I had earned my first yellow belt a month ago, and then a couple of days ago I got sick. So it's a fight, and I just want to thank y'all for those who supported me, Strawberries, my family. Want to thank Samaj. Samaj is from Atlanta. That does. He's a barber. He does hair installments for men. Gave me a good donation. I just want to thank him for doing that. Just want to thank my co-workers for your support. It's just like family, just like the company has said, Strawberries is just like family. Those who mess with me on Facebook, I want to thank you for that. My family, my aunt, my cousins, my brother, just thank you for, your support, because I really do need that. Family going to school you and everything. Sometimes you don't want to hear it, and sometimes it's good advice, but like, I just pray what decisions I'm going to make. But like, I'm recovering slowly, so I'm going to get back on my feet. I'm a fighter, so I'm going to overcome that. I've been through a lot of stuff before this, and I overcome it through the help of God. So I'm going to beat this. This going to be something that's going to help somebody else. Those who been through something, that's going to go through something that I already had been through. So I'm going to make it. I'm going to recover from this. And those who have not donated, I put the link up there on the Facebook Live. Even if you have to share it, share the link to other pages, or if you donate $1, $5, anything will help to help me get back on my feet. So I like to hustle. I like to get on the grind, and it kind of sucks when you can't even go out too much and make money, because you got to rest up and heal. So I want to heal properly, but also, bills keep coming no matter what if you knocked out. So just want to thank you for all your support. I gained half my weight back. So I've been eating a lot. I try to eat 3 times a day. Drinking Ensures in between that, snacks. So I want to get back up where I was and even better. So I want to thank y'all for your support. And, everyone have a nice day. Thank you so much.